Hey everybody, Sinister Lex here with Coastal Morning, and today we are gonna talk a little bit about accountants. Speaking of accountants, I need to follow up with my accountant. Anyway, before we get into that, remember to rate, comment, subscribe, click that get notification bell if you want my notifications. Also remember the free Discord chat down below. Lots of good stuff going on in there. Lots of Merry Christmases and Happy Holidays over the last few days, with Christmas having just happened. Also got the 1K giveaway coming up. We're getting close. If you haven't sent me what you need to send me, you better send me it soon or you're gonna miss out. We have less than 30 people left before we hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel. And finally, we have the 100K Upwork challenge coming up. The 100K challenge, whatever you want to call it. 100K, follow along. This light makes me look bald whenever I have a little bit of hair. This is like the most hair I've had lately, and yet the light on the top of my head makes me look balding in the middle like an old man or something. It's freaking weird. Anyway, 100K challenge. I will be posting in the Discord chat this week about the leaderboards, and everybody needs to start sending screenshots of where they are on Upwork right now. I want the profile view, so I'll put it down in the corner or something. The profile view of your earnings. So I don't care about the official thing. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about the official thing. I don't care about what's in your stats. Just what's on your actual profile. When you click view profile, it shows you your earnings off to the side. That's what I want. That's what you're going to send me a screenshot of, and then we're going to do this either, I don't know, weekly, monthly. What do you guys think is best? Drop it in a comment down below so we can kind of figure that out. And then we'll update the leaderboards every once in a while, see who's making the most money. Hopefully we've got some people making some pretty good money in the next year, whether you hit 100,000 or not. But let's move on to the accounting stuff, because we're headed into the new year and only got a few days left of earning for this year. Going to be tax time soon enough, which means you need to get your shizat together. Whenever you are running a freelance business, and this is a business, I tell people that every single day, you're going to get taxed like a business. You are going to have business expenses. You are not an individual. You need to keep things separate. You need to have a separate bank account. You should be running all your freelance money into a separate bank account that is just for that business. That way, you can track everything really easily. The money comes in from Upwork, the money goes out for business expenses. You know where it all goes, and then sometimes you pay yourself. If you have everything in a single bank account, it makes life really easy for your accountant, which I would also recommend having. So in the Discord chat, I was asked the other day to talk about freelance taxes, but here's the thing. I can't tell you that much about freelance taxes. I don't know jack shit when it comes to accounting or taxes. I'm horrible with that stuff. So just to be straight up with you, I'm horrible about. Let me put it like this. Here's what I know. Here's how I do business. Here's how much money's in my account, and next month there is either this much money in my account, or there's this much money in my account, or there's this much money in my account. And my goal, month after month, is to keep this much money in my account, meaning more than I had the month before. So as long as things are going up, that's what I'm looking at. I look at the big picture. I don't care about the little minor transactions. I don't care about all the little details. I don't care about the taxes. I don't care about none of that stuff. But I do care about being legal and paying what is owed based on what the government says is owed, whether, regardless of my feelings toward those taxes. I want things to stay legal, and for that purpose, because I don't have time to be in there doing my books every day, I want to hire a professional that can handle that part for me. It's the same thing with anything, with branding, with web design, with any other part of your business, copywriting. You should be hiring out the stuff that you suck at. I know for a fact that I suck when it comes to taxes, accounting, mathematics, all that stuff. I never did well with that in school. That doesn't mean I couldn't do well if I applied myself more, but I just don't feel like I have time for it. So what I need to know is the money going, is my account increasing? Am I making money or am I losing money? And are we on track for the year? That's what I need to know. Talking about accountants. Since I started my freelance business, I've had several accountants. It's so frustrating sometimes. Working with accountants can be really frustrating because it's not easy to find a good one. You have to do a lot of research. You have to do a lot of interviews. The first accountant I hired on Upwork was probably one of my favorites, but he was only $5 an hour, so he was super cheap. I assume that the reason I worked with him, that he worked with me, because of his experience. He had a lot of experience, but why at that rate? Well, probably he was just trying to get started. So that was kind of an oversight on my end. And eventually one day he just dropped off the map. He disappeared. And that was a problem because then I was left with books that I didn't know if they were right or not. And I didn't really have anyone in mind to come and take over that. So I had to find a new accountant. Well, the next accountant came in, said stuff was all jacked up and had to go start all over and fix everything. And then that accountant turned out to be crap too and ditched. And I learned stuff along the way with each of these that I needed to do more and more research. One, I needed to do research into accountants. So do your research. That's kind of the lesson here. Do research. Make sure that the person you're hiring is a CPA. You want a CPA, Certified Public Accountant. Hope that's what that acronym stands for. Certified Public Accountant. Because that person is going to know a lot more. They're going to have a lot more information. They have a lot more experience, training, education, all that stuff. They've done more with taxes probably, and they can help you out in a better way than what a bookkeeper can. So I like to work with CPAs. They cost more. That's okay with me. I don't pay $5. If someone pitches me $5 an hour or something for accounting, I won't work with them. So the only way I work with accountants now is a fixed price up front, and I want to pay the highest rates that these accountants would be worth. So anywhere from, it might be anywhere from $100 a month to maybe $300 to $500. It could be more depending on how many transactions you have. My current accountant is at $150 a month, and then probably will bump her up to $200 a month if everything goes well, if I feel like she's got it down, understands the business and is handling everything in a good way. And I feel pretty confident in her at this point. Based on our conversations, research, she knows her stuff. I think she's going to be a good accountant. So I had to find a new accountant recently because, like I said, the one before was good, but she ditched. And sometimes freelancers do that. So that's kind of a challenge. You have to make that decision on your own. Do you want to work with someone locally? If you want to work with a local agency, you probably should expect to pay more, probably a minimum of like $300 a month. But if you're working with a freelancer, you might be able to pay a little bit less because you're not working with an agency, you're working with an individual. This person, they can work with a lot of different clients. It may not take very much time to do your books. So I like working with freelancers because they understand the digital world. They understand the kind of business I would be doing, that I have multiple sources of income. I have multiple income streams, whether it's I might have money coming in from Upwork and People Per Hour and PayPal and Udemy and different places where money comes in. The Kindle or t-shirt sales or whatever, but they understand that this is a digital business and that's how things work. And that's valuable for me. I don't really have that many transactions in my business, so it's pretty easy. Usually I get by with $150 to $200 a month. And then, they're going to help you with taxes at tax time also and keeping everything straight. They're going to help you to know when you need to file taxes, if you need to make like quarterly payments or anything like that, or if you can pay once a year, or they might even be able to help you answer the question how you should structure your freelance business, what's going to give you the best tax breaks, how are you going to have, like, what's an expense in your business, and what kind of breaks can you get. These are all questions that an accountant is going to help you with. And if you try to do these things on your own, you're going to miss all kinds of stuff. So one, I would never do this stuff on my own because I would miss so much stuff. My books would be all jacked up if I did this on my own. But two, I'm not going to hire someone who's cheap, and I'm not going to hire someone who's just a bookkeeper because those people aren't going to be able to help me in the ways that I need help. So I'm going to hire a CPA, I'm going to pay higher rates, and I'm going to do my research on that person. This is going to mean you need to probably meet with several accountants. You'll need to interview several of them. I'd say interview 3 at least, 3 at a minimum, probably 5, maybe even 10 until you find the one that feels right for you, the one that feels competent that they can get the job done, confident that you can work with them and that they'll get it done, and they make you feel comfortable working with them. Now, another part of this is going to be your accounting software. Here's one really huge challenge that I've had working with freaking freelance accountants. This drives me nuts. Seems like every freelance accountant you work with uses a different program, a different system for accounting, and this gets expensive when you're buying different things. So I've had accountants who worked in free software programs. I've had accountants who worked in QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks desktop version. These are different versions, and they don't know how to work with each other. They don't know how to work with the different versions. That can be really frustrating. So whenever you make a job post, make sure that you list in that job post about what accounting software you use, and maybe make it a requirement that they use that software. And if they don't, maybe they're not a fit for you, because it's frustrating. Whenever I bought QuickBooks for my Mac, that was a $300 purchase, and that was just for the Mac. Well, guess what? I don't even know if I bought it for Mac. Can't remember if I bought it for Mac, PC, doesn't matter. But whichever one I bought it for, if I bought it for PC, that version doesn't work on the Mac. So I can't just go to my Mac, open up QuickBooks, and look at all my stuff, because it only works on the PC. I have to open up my PC. Same thing for Mac. And neither of these two works with QuickBooks Online. By the way, don't use QuickBooks. Do not use QuickBooks. Fuck QuickBooks. I hate those. I hate them. I hate them. I hate their systems. I hate their expensive, crappy software. I hate QuickBooks Online more than anything. If you go to QuickBooks Online and try to sign up, you'll have trouble. They won't make it easy for you. They wouldn't even take my money. I tried to get help with them. Their customer service sucked. I tried to ask them, how do I give you my money? They tried to upsell me instead of helping me solve the problem. I went through their advanced customer service. They couldn't help me do anything. And the only thing they could do was keep charging my account. They kept making these $25 charges on my business account. Even though they couldn't accept my money, they kept putting pending charges in my bank account until I had like $150 locked up in my bank account. That I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Why is all this? Why are you guys giving me these pending charges yet telling me you can't accept money or pull money from my account? Eventually I got so fed up with it, I said, fuck you guys, I'm out of here. And where did I go? I started to go to FreshBooks, but I did not end up with FreshBooks. I actually ended up with Xero Accounting. That's Xero, because when I signed up with Xero, it was a free trial. It was super simple. And their freaking customer service blew my mind. It was amazing. They texted me, they gave me a phone call, they emailed me to see if there was anything at all that they could do to help me. And this is part of the over-delivering experience. Even as a trial member, I'm not even a paying member yet, and they've already got a person ready to come in and help me out. And when I went into Xero, what I discovered was that you can actually set your accountant up with an account through your account, so that accountant can go in, they can find all the information they need, they can do everything they need to do, and you don't have to have any part of that. So I don't have to be involved in that. At first I was importing stuff, loading stuff in there, but then I just gave my accountant an account and she could just go in there and get the forms she needed. I didn't have to know what those forms are. I didn't have to know what dates to put in. She's doing it all herself now. That's amazing. So I highly recommend Xero. I do not recommend QuickBooks. Fuck QuickBooks. Never use QuickBooks. I hope nobody watching my channel ever gets sucked into QuickBooks, because I already spent $300 something with them for software and a system I can't even use, that most accountants don't even work with because it's the desktop version, and then their online version you can't even get set up on because it sucks. So don't use QuickBooks. I'm totally against them, and I hope QuickBooks watches this video. Fuck you, QuickBooks. Use Xero because they are better as of this writing. Hopefully they stay awesome. If not, I'll switch, because that's the customer experience. If you don't deliver for your customers, they're going to go somewhere else. But bottom line, everyone, get an accountant, use an online software, use something like Xero that's online, where accountants can easily come in and get integrated into that system. Use the online systems, hire a CPA, pay them higher rates, let them handle the stuff that you're not going to be good at handling, and then pay your taxes and all that good stuff, and you're just going to have a better flowing, easier time in your business. It's going to make your freelance business much better. It's going to make you less stressed about what you're going to owe at the end of the year or next year. You're going to feel like everything is more under control. And also, an accountant can help answer tough questions for you. They can help you answer financial questions that you don't have answers for right now. They can also help you stay on track. So if you start spending too much in the business, they can say, hey, slow your roll. We need to dial it back a little bit, or you're not going to have as good of a budget for next month, or you're not going to be able to pay yourself next month. So these are things that they can kind of monitor and help you with. Just keep that in mind. Don't try to do your taxes yourself. Don't freaking try and hire the lowest budget person. That's a big mistake for a lot of reasons. Go with a professional, go with a CPA, use an online software, pay your accountant more, and let them do good work. And make sure you do your research so you get a good accountant. If accountants slacking off, if they don't seem responsive to you, if they seem like they suck, if they aren't delivering work when they say they will, then just get rid of them and get a new one. Because the sooner you do that, the better. Because these accountants, every time, if an accountant fucks your books up, then the next accountant is going to have that much more of a hard time getting things caught up, and they might charge you more to get things caught up, and that could be a problem for you. I don't know. Just some things to think about as you go into the new year. I hope that this helps you in some way, helps you get an idea of just kind of what to look for in an accountant. Remember, CPA, not a bookkeeper. That's all I've got for this one. Subscribe down below if you want to see more. Remember to drop a comment if you have any thoughts on this issue. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sinister Lex, and I'll see you next time.